Hello people, I am Skydemolisher and welcome to the first filler or series of Dead by Daylight for October. So we'll start off as killer. I play as the pig. I am not a good player and I don't play, like ruthless killer or anything. I prefer to play, in my mind, like John. So, if people escape the collar, you know, if they've got a collar, I don't attack them. If they finish the generators, they're free to go, sort of thing. And I just basically do that because as a survivor, I know how much it sucks to just be like brutally slaughtered. And at the moment, of course, like the big new killer is that I believe it said the Kresu. Um, so yeah, like people aren't having fun, sort of thing. Um, and for me, generally, I just want to do like daily things or you know um, uh, minor achievements, parts of the tome and that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, basically just because I'm not I'm not very good at it. I'll admit that I'm better as a survivor. Um, but I think it's also because I tend to find I get visually overwhelmed as killer. And like learning how to do the timing of your strikes and stuff, it can be very sort of difficult. That's what I mean. Like, if people move pretty quickly and stuff, I'll lose track of them. I know there's currently a thing for. I might have done it, but there's one for like, smashing pallets. And I know that, like, as a killer, this is like a no-no. You don't you don't constantly go them when they've when they're dropping pellets and stuff. Don't consistently follow just um, one survivor and that sort of thing. Shit, I missed that one too. But the end of the day, it's all experience. And like I said, I don't want people just you know being screwed over, sort of thing. Oh shit! I think that was slightly like. Damn. Yeah, so I'm probably going to get the whole oh, it was easy sort of thing, and it is. this is like a terrible first game to do this as, but you know, such is life. Every once in a while, you do find, survivors that sort of understand that you don't do it so well, and they'll be a little nicer and all of that. Admittedly, when I played this one earlier as a survivor, I thought it's really unfortunate you can't get into the ball pit. I got one strike. Shit. So I mean, it's a waste. Waste of the so although I do have a thing for needing to vault after survivors. Oh, shoot, what's blood. And I mean, these ones are at least, okay sort of thing. And they're not teabagging and being like dicks, which is generally, one of my things. But it's really just life. Sometimes you don't do so well in this, sometimes you do. And I can have shit games, and I can have good games. I've only ever killed all 4 people, like, twice, I think. The thing that bothers me most, though, is people that just sort of hang around at the end to be dicks. And that, just leave. You don't need to, like, taunt a person that hasn't done very well in the game, sort of thing. You know, just leave is my basic thing. I try not to taunt killers as a survivor and stuff, because it's, like if it's a person that's just learning, shitty behavior like that might mean that, like, they either don't continue to play, or they become, like, more brutal later on. So yeah, it's sort of one of those downsides of the game. You don't want to be too much of an asshole, and I think the main detriment of the game is that there are people on both sides that are exactly like that. You know, like, they don't really think about how fun it might be for other people, and then you end up doing the whole, like, oh well, I'm just having fun for myself sort of thing, and I don't care. And it's like, you can treat some killers like shit, and then they'll take it out on the next group of people. And then, yeah, I mean, like, with so many sort of newbies coming into the game, like, from what I see from the numbers, the problem with that is that you've got people, that have played it for years. You've sunk the money you want into the character you want, and you're virtually not going to sink any more money into the game. Whereas these newbies haven't sunk money into the game yet, and they're the cash flow. So if you give them such a shit experience, which is what I'm finding with a lot of newbies, they're not going to come back, and that means that the game suffers because those people won't be buying passes, they won't be buying cosmetics and stuff. Um, so yeah. Anyway, you've got to watch me suck as killer this week. Next week it will be a survivor match, and then the week after it'll be killer again. Yeah. Hopefully next time I do better, but that's life. Like I said, sometimes I do okay, sometimes I do utterly shit, and this time around I was utterly shit. So, yeah, probably not so enjoyable, but hey, it was a game and it's October. So, spooky games this month. So, until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.